Good morning, brothers and sisters. 2020 is coming soon. How did you look back of your 2019? I'm sure there were many graces in it. The Lord has helped you a lot. I hope you can quiet yourself and think of what had happened this year. To think of the help, the grace, and the deliverance from the Lord, or how He appeared to you, His words and His teaching to you. All these were so precious. I hope you can give thanks to the Lord after you have reviewed all these. 2020 is near. I'd like to bless you all, including myself, that I hope we can be more glorious and experience Him more, to be more fervent in drawing near Him, to experience more, to be heart to heart with Him. I'd like to share the praises of the Lord to men this week. Together, we know He really appreciates and wants to praise us. Firstly, I'd like to share the praising from the Lord to Mary. In the Gospel according to Luke chapter 10 mentioned, Mary sat at the Lord's feet and listened to His teaching. But Martha was distracted with much serving. The Lord told Martha gently that Mary has chosen the good portion. Mary has done one thing which might not be recognized by Martha, but the Lord Jesus has praised and affirmed Mary, and it was so important to Mary. When her sister was so busy, and Mary has chosen to sit at the Lord's feet, if without the praising and the affirmation from the Lord, Mary might feel guilty in her heart. She might feel sorry for Martha. With the confirmation with the Lord, I believe Mary knew this was the top priority in her life. That is to listen to the Lord's word, to draw near Him, to come before Him. I also think if Martha could come to the Lord's feet and listen to the Lord's word before her serving, I believe Martha would not trouble or complain about Mary. Therefore, brothers and sisters, I hope we can grasp the good portion in 2020. Mind nothing but what is the most important, what the Lord praised most, and He wanted most is to sit at His feet, listen to His words, and enjoy His presence. This is God's purpose of creating us. Our heart can rest only because of the Lord. There is nothing in this world can fix our heart, but only the Lord can satisfy us the most. Brothers and sisters, I hope you know what is the purpose of the Lord's praising. May the Lord bless us. The worst thing is we are not willing to come to the Lord. The Lord has clearly mentioned, whoever comes to me, I will never cast out. And the book of Hebrews also said, for He has said, I will never leave you nor forsake you. In other words, we shall trust in the promise of the Lord fully, to grasp these promises firmly. For it was from the Lord's own mouth. It was guaranteed by Him personally. We shall fear nothing. If God is with us, who can be against us? Brothers and sisters, we have to experience the presence of God, for this is the promise of God. He is there for sure if we come before Him. For this is His heart, how much He wants to partake in our life. I'd like to tell you a story. There were a mother and a daughter lived in a remote village. The mother was so afraid the thief would break in and steal their belongings. Therefore, she had 3 locks in their house. But her daughter was sick and tired of their life in village, for she heard the splendid life in town through the radio. She really admired to live life like this, and she really wanted to go to this beautiful world and have a look. One morning, she left home while her mother was asleep. She wrote a note and said, Mom, please ignore me and treat me as you never have me before. Unfortunately, the world was never as beautiful as she has imagined. She has gone astray unconsciously to a point that she couldn't help herself. She really wanted to return home to her mother. After 10 years, this girl has grown up, and she went back home with a grieved and a guilty heart. She reached home very late, and it was in the middle of the night. The light was dim through the door gap. She knocked the door lightly. She felt there was something wrong. When she opened the door, she was so frightened, for her mum should lock the door safely. Did someone break into the house? She was so nervous. Then she opened the door lightly. The door didn't lock, and she saw her mum was sleeping on a sofa. The daughter called her mum with tears in her eyes. Her mother opened her eyes and looked. Without a word, she went to hug her daughter at once. The daughter was so tired, so she leaned on her mum's shoulder for a long time. The daughter asked her mum and said, "Mum, why didn't you lock the door? Didn't you afraid of the thief?" Mum answered, "Not just today. I didn't lock the door for the last 10 years, for I was afraid that you couldn't get into the house." The mother has persisted for decades. She was waiting for her returning. All the things in her room remained unchanged. Seems that they have returned to 10 years ago. They knocked the door and went to bed. Brothers and sisters, is there any brothers and sisters were weakened in spirit for a long time? But have you realized when you return to the Lord, you still were touched with His love? It is because His love has never changed, and He is looking forward for your returning. I believe you can experience the guidance of God all along. You were touched, and there were situations created for your returning to Him. Finally, you can experience God has never forsaken man. He will never forget a person who belongs to Him for even 1 second. Brothers and sisters, we don't have to experience these. We can experience the big hug and the presence from God. May the Lord bless us.